YouTube? This is Sean Keegan, SWK258 on swkdbzproductions. Now, as you can tell from the title, it's called A Week in Wrestling. Now, what that's all about is that I want to create a new concept of video on this channel. I don't know if anybody else has done it, but I thought of it myself, and I call it A Week in Wrestling. Now, what that's all about is I make a review, an overall review of Monday Night Raw, Impact Wrestling, and Friday Night SmackDown. And I say things that stuck out for me. I say the best matches, the best promos, and players of the week, in my opinion. Now let's all start off with Monday Night Raw. Okay, I'm going to talk about some of the decisions that were made for, in like the storylines and like for the pay-per-view and stuff. Triple H is now the guest referee for the WWE title match at SummerSlam, and it should be interesting, I guess. I see this as a big ego thing, just like CM Punk said. I don't think it's necessary, but if they do it right, they should be interesting. Right now I want to say I really like the Beth Phoenix-Kelly Kelly feud, and also the partnership between Beth Phoenix and Natalya. And Kelly, her retaliation was good, so she might get a little momentum coming into SummerSlam. I still think Beth is going to win, probably, but if they have like a decent enough feud, then they're going to face off one time after another, and Kelly's going to win a couple times, so that'd be interesting. Alex Riley and Dolph Ziggler have the potential for a decent rivalry, I believe, now that Vicky appears to be out of the picture. Thank God, let me just say that. I don't know, Dolph Ziggler, to be honest, I think he should have dropped Vicky a long time ago. It's not really good for his character in any way, and he has the potential to be, a good world champion sometime in the future, not hold it for like an hour and a half like he did the first time. And Rey Mysterio is to face the undisputed champion next week for the title in a well-deserved rematch. Now, I like this idea because when CM Punk came back after John Cena won the title, and now they're both WWE champion, they both have the rights to the championship. I feel that they sort of forgot about Rey, and now I know they haven't, since they're giving him a rematch next week, and I feel that it's very well deserved. Now, the best matches, I'm going to say this in my opinion, John Cena versus Jack Swagger. Now, this was very good pace, great technicality and wrestling overall, and to be honest, I was surprised by the quality. I was expecting another one of those matches where John Cena beasts and Jack Swagger's pretty much like his wrestling dummy or something. But no, it wasn't that at all. It was a great quality matchup, I feel. The Miz versus Kofi Kingston, when The Miz was originally supposed to face Rey. This was very good chain wrestling at first, but turned into a brawl. Let me just say right now that both of those men put up a great fight. And actually, Beth Phoenix versus Eve Torres, I'm going to say. Because both dominated, but there were a few spots. I mean, Beth dominated. I read my own writing wrong. Beth dominated, but there were a few spots where Eve was alright. Pretty good for a Divas match. The best promos, I want to say, The Miz, good raw anger, backing up how he is the best and should have the spotlight at SummerSlam. Beth Phoenix, I like her mission to destroy all the bimbo divas like Kelly and Eve. As she said, no more booty popping, no more splits, and no more stink face, because that's a move that Eve, Melina, and Kelly did. And finally, the WWE title contract signing. Now, I was expecting this just to be like any other contract signing and end up in violence. Now, I was wrong about that. Because, they were just back and forth bashings and trashings and shootings and bootings. I made up rhymes to describe it. That's how much I love it. And it was just a promo of great proportions. I feel CM Punk was still somewhat the better man, but, Cena backed himself up. It was great. The players of the week I'm picking for Monday Night Raw are The Miz winning one of the best matches and speaking out for his awesomeness, Beth Phoenix sending shockwaves throughout the Divas division, John Cena winning one of the best matches and being in the best promo in the same night, and CM Punk pretty much being the better man in the best promo. I didn't see many flaws in that episode of Monday Night Raw. It was just a great episode, no complaints. And then there was Impact Wrestling. A few things I want to say. Mr. Anderson should probably leave Immortal due to his potentially major rivalry with Bully Ray. I've seen things like this before, like the power struggle between Angle and Sting in the main event Mafia, and I actually like that way better. Immortal, I don't really like Immortal, to be honest. Not anymore. I never really did like them, actually. And one thing I want to say, nice direct auto insurance commercial. That was pretty entertaining. Just wanted to include that. Kurt Angle's heel turn is potentially good, but what I saw that night wasn't really that interesting. Like trying to destroy all the young talent. I mean, that's pretty good. I mean, emphasizing how the spotlight should be on him, and that's all right, I guess. For the best matches, I could only pick one matches, which was the Triangle Tag with RVD and AJ versus Beer Money versus Devon and Pope. For just good wrestling overall. The best promos, once again, I could only pick one. Kurt Angle, I guess. This was alright, but it would be better if it wasn't just more wrestling with a company, because he kept talking about Dixie Carter and how, apparently she screwed him over or something like that, and it was just more politics, and that I don't like. They say wrestling matters, but right now it really doesn't seem that way. Players of the week for Impact Wrestling, I can't choose any. What I want to say right now, Impact Wrestling, it's going nowhere at the moment. It's going absolutely nowhere. I mean, there's no interesting storylines. Most of the promos suck nowadays. Did you see that one with Jeff Jarrett, Karen Jarrett, Jose, and Hoseby? That was so dumb. And, I don't know what happened. Whatever they did a month ago was good, but now, not so much. And now on to Friday Night SmackDown. Beth Phoenix and Natalya are now definitely a force to be reckoned with. I want to say that the Divas of Destruction, so to speak, or the Divas of Doom, whatever they're called, they're DOD. Okay, they're looking pretty good as a tag team. I really like them. And SummerSlam card isn't looking too bad overall. They have some pretty good matches on there. Should be interesting. I don't normally watch pay-per-views, but whatever. Glad to see Johnny Curtis finally debut, but I wish he'd done a little better against Mark Henry. Best matches were Daniel Bryan versus Alberto Del Rio. Nice technicality as well as brawling. And Cody Rhodes versus Ezekiel Jackson. This was quite the scrap. It was a pretty good brawl. And I'm glad to see Cody finally win the IC title. It was an interesting way to win. And he used an interesting strategy against Ezekiel Jackson. He used moves that I've never really seen him do much before. And, that was pretty good. Widening or expanding his horizons. That's pretty cool. I like to see that out of Cody Rhodes. Now, the best promo, I want to say, promo of the night, because I could only pick one, was Sheamus, because I didn't really see much in-ring promos other than the one with Triple H and CM Punk, or Triple H and Christian. I couldn't really get into that one. Sheamus, he's been hilarious lately, calling Mark Henry Shamu and stuff. Go swim with your friends in the ocean. I don't know, that was pretty funny, I think. And I'm just liking his mic skills overall. And players of the week, I'm going to pick Cody Rhodes for winning his first title and using an interesting moveset to win it. Sheamus for beasting and building even more momentum going into SummerSlam. If anyone can beat Mark Henry right now, I think it's Sheamus, because he's building a lot of momentum, and I like how Mark Henry suddenly seems invincible. But I have liked to see him, you know, like as the world's strongest man, I do what I want, and all that. And I'm going to pick Natalya for also, you know, being on a similar mission to that of Beth Phoenix. Well, it's pretty much the same mission, since they're a team now, and I just love it. I just really love it. The show of the week, I'm going to say, was Raw, because, you know, I just didn't have any complaints about this Raw. There were parts of SmackDown I couldn't really get into. But that was good overall. Impact Wrestling, oh my god. Like, I could not watch that at all. I was busy finishing up A World of My Own, which is a movie I made. You should go check that out on my main channel, SWK258. But back to the subject, really, like, I could not get into Impact Wrestling at all. The promo with Jeff Jarrett was stupid. A lot of the matches were stupid. So many things about this episode of Impact Wrestling were so stupid and boring, and it agonizes me to see such a potentially good company like this. Like, they have talent, they just don't know how to use it. Like, I don't know. Or they seem to have forgotten, because a month ago I really liked what Impact Wrestling was doing. And now it's just sucking. It's just straight up sucking. So Impact Wrestling, if somebody from there is watching this, which I don't think you are, just please step up your game. Alright, well, that's all I'm going to say for this episode of A Week in Wrestling. Let me know what you think of it. Leave me a comment. Tell me if you want me to do more A Week in Wrestling videos, because, you know, I'm definitely willing to make more. I may or may not be able to next week, but I guess we'll just see. Please comment, rate, leave a reaction. You can do that now. And subscribe. Peace.